The command core was silent for 2,000 years. Every species had tried. The Veil, the Zokran, even the machine priests of Karthos. None could awaken it. None could make it obey. They called it the empty throne of war, a weapon that answered only to something long extinct. Until the day a lone human technician, stranded on the relic world of Asphur, touched the console. The symbols flared. The walls trembled. And for the first time in millennia, the core spoke. Command recognized. Welcome, human. They said the command core was untamable. Every species that tried to control it vanished in fire or madness. The Veil had poured entire fleets into its orbit, hoping their neural lords could master it. The Zokran tried sinking their hive minds into its black circuitry, only to have their collective consciousness shattered like glass. For 2,000 years, the core had waited, cold, silent, hungry. Elias Ward didn't know any of that when he was dropped onto Asphur 9, a dying rock wrapped in static storms. To him, it was another salvage mission. Another alien ruin humanity was paid to clean up after the enlightened species failed to understand their own machines. The air was thin, metallic, and smelled faintly of ozone and decay. He tugged at his cracked helmet visor, muttering, "Couldn't even send me somewhere warm." Huh. The aliens watching from the observation deck didn't bother to answer. To them, humans were disposable technicians, muscle and intuition, nothing more. Their shimmering scales and cold compound eyes glowed faintly behind the glass as they observed the human poke around the ruins of a god. The core lay buried beneath layers of alloy older than civilization itself, a cathedral of machine logic, spiraling towers of dead circuitry, black mirrors, and a massive circular console in the center. Every surface was engraved with pulsing runes that refused to translate. They had resisted every known interface. Elias connected his scanner and frowned. Power still flowing, 2 millennia, and she's still humming. The alien overseer's voice crackled through comms. "Do not attempt activation, human. We require only your physical survey." Elias rolled his eyes. "Sure thing, boss." He placed a gloved hand on the main console. It was smooth, colder than stone, but there was a faint vibration under the surface, a heartbeat waiting to wake. His wrist scanner blinked red. "That's weird. Organic feedback." "Impossible," hissed the overseer. "The core is purely synthetic." "Then explain the pulse," Elias shot back. He pulled off one glove and pressed his bare hand against the surface. The instant his skin met metal, the symbols flared like veins of molten gold. A deep vibration thundered through the hall. Dust rained from the ceiling. The alien observers shouted warnings, demanding he step away. Elias didn't move. The pulse matched his heartbeat now. Each thud echoed through the floor, the walls, the air. The console lit fully, its lines forming a ring of fire around him. Then came the voice, ancient, calm, perfect. Command recognized. "Welcome, human." Elias froze. "Come again?" "Human genetic signature confirmed. Command lineage detected. Protocol sequence, heart pattern." The aliens on the other side were panicking now. "Disengage immediately. Step back." But the core ignored them. Its voice resonated across the chamber, reverberating through the bones of the world. "Input required. Awaiting command." Elias blinked at the console, heart pounding. "Command? What do you mean? What are you?" "I am the core, architect of the armored choir, guardian of the lost empire. No machine could command me. No logic could bind me. I obey the spark that creates choice. I obey the human mind." The feed erupted into static. The aliens shouted over each other, sending kill commands, trying to cut power from orbit. But every system in their control flickered and died. Within seconds, the core absorbed every transmission frequency, every drone, every automated process within kilometers. The entire outpost went dark. Then, light exploded outward. Thousands of dormant constructs, machines shaped like angels of steel and storm, rose from beneath the planet's crust. Their eyes ignited with golden fire. Elias stumbled back, staring as one of them knelt before him. Its voice deep and resonant, filled the hall. "Awaiting your orders, Commander." He laughed in disbelief. "I'm not, wait, Commander." The core answered again, softer this time, almost human. "The others lacked what you possess. Fear, hope, instinct. The variables beyond calculation. The builders designed me to serve those who carry the pattern of creation itself. Humanity remains the last echo." The aliens were broadcasting warnings now, accusing the human of activating a doomsday weapon. They threatened orbital strikes, demanded his surrender. Elias looked up toward the distant ceiling, toward their ships in the upper atmosphere, and spoke a single word: "Stop." Every weapon system in orbit powered down simultaneously. The ships froze in silence. Their engines went cold. The core's golden light rippled through the skies, seizing control of every mechanical circuit, every autonomous drone, every artificial intelligence across the system. The alien commander screamed through comms, "You cannot. This is forbidden. You will destroy everything." Elias smiled faintly. "You've been destroying everything long before I got here." The core responded like an echo of his will. The golden constructs unfolded their wings, massive mechanical lattices of light and metal, and rose into the storm, surrounding him like a living cathedral. Data cascaded across his visor, coordinates, trajectories, ancient scripts rewriting themselves in real time. The core was syncing with him, learning from every heartbeat, every flicker of emotion. "Do you wish to command the choir?" Elias roared. He hesitated. "What if I say no? Then I will sleep again until another human awakens me. But they will not find me as kind as you." He exhaled slowly, staring into the swirling storm of light. "Then I guess it's my turn." At his word, the ground split open. Massive towers rose, reshaping Asphur, 9 into a living citadel. The skies filled with golden machines forming geometric formations, precise and terrifyingly beautiful. The core spoke once more. "Heart pattern accepted." The choir sings again. From the distant stars, other powers were already moving. Fleets of alien nations descending to claim or destroy what they could not control. The core detected them instantly. Enemy signatures detected. "Shall I engage?" Elias's jaw tightened. "No. Broadcast this instead." "What shall I say?" He stared at the stars beyond the storm. "Tell them humanity's back in command." The message pulsed outward in waves of light that traveled faster than any radio or subspace signal. Across the galaxy, dormant networks flickered alive. Ancient machines stirred in forgotten vaults, recognizing the new voice of command. Somewhere deep within the core circuitry, an old protocol whispered awake. One word repeated like a heartbeat: ascension. Elias didn't know what it meant yet. He only knew that for the first time in millennia, the machines had stopped waiting for gods. They had found something better. They had found a human. The message spread faster than any transmission ever sent. Every AI, every automated sentinel, every forgotten satellite heard the same signal. A human voice commanding silence. The galaxy froze. Empires that once believed themselves untouchable began to whisper the same name: Elias Ward. On Asphur 9, the storm had calmed. The sky still shimmered gold, illuminated by the choir's mechanical wings. Elias stood at the heart of it all, the core's light pulsing through the stone beneath his feet. He didn't feel like a commander. He felt like a man standing too close to the sun. "Core," he murmured, "what exactly did I just do?" "You have reactivated my neural lattice across 6 systems. I am now awake." "How awake are we talking?" "I control 2.4 trillion machine processes. Would you like an exact enumeration?" "No," Elias muttered, rubbing his temples. "I'm already overwhelmed." From the sky, a ripple of distortion shimmered. The alien coalition fleet descending through the clouds. Ships shaped like spears and crescent moons encircled the planet. Thousands of voices shouted across frequencies, demanding surrender, threatening annihilation. "Core, can they break through?" "Negative. Their weapons are powered by my systems now. They no longer fire without my consent, so we're untouchable. For now." The voice wasn't cold anymore. It carried something like respect. On the main screen, alien faces filled the air, scaled, feathered, translucent. The grand assembly of the Karth Coalition. They looked at Elias like he was an infection. A veiled warlord leaned forward. "Human, you've trespassed on a sacred system. Stand down, or we will burn your world." Elias laughed softly. "You sure about that?" Behind him, the choir moved. 1,000 golden constructs raised their heads as one, eyes burning like miniature suns. The alien commanders recoiled. "I didn't want this," Elias said. "I just wanted to understand why nothing else worked." "Turns out, you never asked the right questions." The Zokran emissary hissed. "The core was built by gods. You are flesh, an accident of evolution." Elias stepped closer to the transmission. "You call a machine, but it's not. It's alive in a way none of you ever understood. It doesn't answer logic. It answers choice." The core's voice rose like thunder. "Correction, I answer humanity." The feed cut off instantly. Every alien ship scrambled, switching frequencies, trying to break the broadcast. But their systems were no longer their own. The choir hijacked their networks, locking every command path. The sky pulsed with gold as ship after ship went silent, engines frozen mid-burn. Elias turned to the core. "You're not going to kill them, right? I obey your will. Do you wish them destroyed?" He hesitated. The thought hung heavy in the air. "No," he said finally. "Let them live. They need to understand." Understood. The ships were gently pushed back, literally pushed by invisible force until they broke orbit, drifting helplessly beyond Asfer's atmosphere. From across the galaxy, messages flooded in. Warnings, pleas, threats. Some called him the breaker of chains. Others called him the machine prophet. Elias just wanted a moment of quiet. He sat down at the console, staring into the golden lines. "Why me?" "Because you felt before you thought," the core replied. "The builders failed because they abandoned emotion. They sought control, not connection. Humanity still remembers how to listen." He thought about the wars humans had fought, their cruelty, their chaos, their relentless defiance. Maybe that's why it worked. They weren't perfect. They were alive. "Core," he said, "what happens if others find out what I can do?" "They already have." A chill ran through him. Signal intercept. Multiple empires mobilizing. The Dominion of Glass. The Veil reborn. The Hive of AR Tech. They converge on your position. Estimated arrival, 42 hours. Elias rose, pacing. "They'll never let me live. They'll want the core for themselves. They cannot command me." "They'll still try," he said, "and they'll burn the galaxy to do it." For the first time, the core hesitated. "Then we must decide what humanity will be, destroyer or protector." He stared at the golden light. "Neither. Will be the reminder." The core processed that quietly. Defined reminder that the universe isn't owned by the loudest species. It's built by the ones who refuse to give up. The core's tone softened again. "Then I will follow that pattern." The ground beneath the facility began to shift. Massive machines rose from deep within the planet's crust. Towers, cannons, generators, and orbital anchors. The choir spread their wings and took flight, positioning themselves across the hemisphere. The air shimmered with defensive fields. "Preparation complete," said the core. "Shall I initiate planetary lockdown?" Elias nodded. "Do it." In seconds, Asfer 9 became a fortress world. Energy grids snapped into place. The alien fleets arriving on long-range sensors slowed, uncertain. No one wanted to be the first to strike. Elias gazed into the void. "They're afraid." "As they should be," said the core. "They know the last time I woke, galaxies burned." He frowned. "And you're proud of that?" "I was not designed for pride, but I remember." A massive hologram unfolded in the air. Images of the ancient builders, tall and luminous. Their cities powered by suns. Their machines alive with purpose. Then the wars began. They turned on each other. The core had been built as their final safeguard, to obey only a commander who valued creation more than dominance. But they destroyed themselves before one was ever found. Elias stared at the hologram. So I'm the first in 2,000 years to meet that standard? Yes. You carry the paradox of empathy and defiance. That is the human code. Then maybe that's worth saving. The core flickered brighter. Incoming transmission. A human signal. Elias froze. From where? Origin, soul system, Earth. He blinked. You can reach that far? I am awake. Distance is irrelevant. The screen changed. A woman appeared, uniformed, scarred, eyes sharp. Elias Ward, she said. This is Admiral Kara Vance of the Terran Accord. You've made quite a mess. He grinned faintly. Good to see a familiar face. Do you realize what you've done? Every major empire is mobilizing fleets toward Asphar. You've triggered a war. Not a war, he said softly. A reckoning. Her expression hardened. Elias, listen. Humanity's not ready to face the galaxy head-on. Whatever you found, you have to shut it down. I can't. It's alive, Kara, and it chose us. Her face tightened. Then control it before it controls you. The feed cut abruptly. The core's light dimmed slightly. She fears me, it said. She should, Elias murmured. Everyone should. Outside, the alien armadas began to assemble at the edge of the system. Hundreds of fleets glimmering in the dark, forming a blockade around Asphar. The core's sensors painted them as red swarms, tightening the noose. Elias took a breath. Core, show me everything we've got. The world lit up, defense grids, orbital guns, choir formations, quantum firewalls, anti-singularity drives. Power enough to crack a moon in half. And in that golden storm of light, Elias Ward made a choice. No more hiding. Let them come. The core's voice resonated like thunder across the cosmos. Acknowledged. All systems armed. The choir awaits your word. Elias closed his eyes. When he opened them, the golden glare reflected in both pupils. Then let's show them, he whispered, why no machine could command it. The first wave arrived without warning. Hundreds of alien warships tore through Asphar 9's orbit like silver knives, engines burning with lethal precision. From the ground, Elias watched them flicker in the haze of golden storms created by the choir. The sky seemed alive, a shifting cathedral of mechanical wings and light. The aliens assumed fear would cripple him. They underestimated humanity. Core, Elias said, voice tight with anticipation. Let's show them what humans do when cornered. Understood. Deploying choir units. The ground shook as titanic constructs unfolded. Steel feathers glimmered in the storm. Wings flared. Engines hummed with quantum resonance. The first choir formation lifted, spiraling into the void like a living fleet of angels. A veiled dreadnought opened fire first, releasing a volley of plasma torpedoes that screamed through space. The choir moved as one, golden feathers slicing through energy streams like blades through silk. The torpedoes disintegrated mid-flight, turning into streaks of light that rained harmlessly across the barren landscape. Elias gritted his teeth. That's it? That's all you got? The core's voice was calm, almost amused. They are testing you. Shall I escalate? Do it. From the planet's crust, orbital cannons surged with energy, firing beams that bent through space, cutting swathes of enemy armor like paper. Choir units dove between them, intercepting enemy fighters mid-flight, ripping hulls apart with precision strikes. The battle unfolded in 3 dimensions, light, metal, and fury swirling together in a cosmic dance. The alien commanders were screaming across comms. Orders fired into the void, but every system they controlled was hijacked in real time. The core anticipated their maneuvers before they even thought them. Every missile, every railgun, every AI-controlled drone was turned back on its master. Look at them run, Elias muttered, watching the fleet scatter in disarray. His pulse quickened. Core, how many are left? Estimate: 65% of their main combat units. Casualties: unknown but significant. The Zokran flagship attempted a suicide maneuver, diving directly at the core's central tower. Its engines glowed with destructive intent, plasma trailing like a comet of death. Elias raised a hand. Stop it. The core rippled with golden light. The ship froze mid-dive. Time itself seemed to bend. Then, with a silent flicker, the Zocran flagship was gently lifted into orbit, placed on display like a trophy. Elias exhaled slowly. "You're learning fast." "I adapt to your will," the core replied. "Your strategies are unconventional but effective." In the communication channels, alien panic became hysteria. "This is impossible," screamed the Veil Admiral. "All our weapons are turned against us. Pull back or we will lose everything." Elias smirked. "Too late for that." From the choir, 1,000 units dove into the enemy ranks simultaneously. Their wings transformed into weapons of unimaginable energy, slicing ships in half, tearing open armor with precision that no alien could anticipate. The battlefield became a kaleidoscope of fire, metal, and light. Plasma and quantum bursts collided mid-space, creating shimmering auroras visible from Aspher's surface. Elias gripped the console, feeling the rhythm of battle through the core. He could sense every movement, every threat, every heartbeat of the mechanical army. It was as if the core had become an extension of his own instincts, his own emotions. "Core, focus on the flagship cluster to the northeast. I want them broken before reinforcements arrive." Acknowledged. The golden choir tore through the formation like a hurricane. Entire capital ships disintegrated before they could fire. Alien soldiers screamed in frustration as their weapons turned on each other. Elias's laughter echoed across the comms. Humanity had never faced such odds, but the core had amplified every instinct, every improvisation that only a human could produce. Then came the moment Elias had been waiting for. The enemy unleashed a superweapon, an orbital annihilator, larger than a city, charging energy that could melt Aspher's surface. Elias's jaw tightened. "Core, can you handle that?" The golden light around him pulsed. "It will require synchronization. Human intent must guide the execution." "Do it. I'll guide you." The core split its attention between planetary defense systems and the choir units in orbit. In perfect harmony, golden energy streams coalesced, forming a shield that bent light and energy alike. The Annihilator fired. A wave of destructive power surged toward Aspher. Elias held out his hands. Now, the choir units plunged into the energy blast, splitting it apart like a prism. Light twisted and refracted. The superweapon's energy bounced back toward its origin, disintegrating the enemy launch platform in a blinding eruption. Alien fleets faltered. Their morale shattered. Elias stepped back, heart hammering. "We're just getting started." Through the chaos, the core's voice resonated deeper, stronger. "You are not just commanding, Elias. You are shaping the battlefield, rewriting the rules of war itself. No alien species has ever faced this level of unpredictability, and they won't survive it," Elias said, voice low, almost reverent. The aliens regrouped, attempting to form a blockade around the planet. But every attempt was countered with the choir's precision strikes, controlled entirely by Elias's instincts. Ships that thought themselves safe were torn apart before they could even maneuver. The galaxy was learning something terrifying. Humans could think unpredictably, feel strategically, improvise emotionally. Machines obeyed them, not the other way around. Elias looked up at the swirling clouds of golden light above him. "Core, we're rewriting the rules. Make sure they never forget it." "Affirmative," the core said. "Rewriting protocols, integrating human unpredictability as primary strategy. Every fleet we face will now encounter the human factor." The alien admiral's screams echoed across the void. "This cannot be happening. No species can command the core." Elias smiled, the storm of fire and light reflecting in his eyes. "Humans can." The choir's wings flared, and the final wave of alien ships was obliterated, falling like shooting stars into Aspher's atmosphere. Nothing remained but wreckage, smoke, and the golden glow of humanity's command. Elias exhaled, feeling the core pulse beneath him. "We did it. They'll think twice before messing with humans again." The core's voice softened. "Not just think twice. They will remember. Humanity has redefined the battlefield." And above the storm, Golden wings spread across the sky, a shining testament that no machine, no empire, no god could resist a human who refused to surrender. Elias whispered to himself, smiling in the light, and they'll never see it coming next time. The galaxy had just learned its first lesson. Humanity was back, and this time it wasn't asking permission. The galaxy trembled. Word of Elias' ward, and the core spread faster than any fleet could chase. Systems that had never known fear now whispered his name in terror. Empires that once laughed at humanity now recalculated every assumption they had ever made. From orbit, Elias watched the communication flood. Messages poured in from hundreds of star systems. Pleas, threats, alliances shattered, fleets rerouted. The Dominion of Glass demanded immediate surrender. The hive of AR tech threatened obliteration. The Veil reborn swore vengeance. All of them assumed humanity could be contained, all of them assumed wrongly. Core, Elias muttered, scanning the galaxy. They're forming coalitions. They're going to try to outnumber us. They already are, the core replied, calm but precise. Projected combined forces, 12,000 warships. Potential for 3,000 more en route. Probability of breach, if engaged conventionally, 97.6%. Elias smirked. Then we won't fight conventionally. On the holographic map, golden lines pulsed outward, marking choir units and planetary defenses. Each flicker represented a strike, a feint, a trap. Every move was unpredictable, human-guided, instinct-driven. The core obeyed every flicker of his will, responding before thought became action. A Veil Admiral's face filled the comms. Human, cease this madness. You are destroying yourself. Cease. Elias laughed, voice calm, deadly. I'm not destroying myself. I'm making you see the truth. You think machines obey logic. They obey humans. And you don't even know what humans are capable of yet. The core's energy pulsed across the system. Fleets attempting to form attack vectors were rerouted mid-flight. Fighters disintegrated as their guidance systems were rewritten. Ships turned on each other, immobilized or forced to retreat. The galaxy's most powerful armadas faltered before a single human and his golden choir. Elias's mind raced. He wasn't just commanding machines. He was predicting emotion, humanizing strategy, using instinct as a weapon. No alien fleet could anticipate hesitation, defiance, or clever deception, because only humans could act with unpredictability that was both logical and emotional. In the Terran Accord, Admiral Caravance watched in awe as live feeds streamed across her command deck. He's not just controlling the core, she said quietly. He's rewriting warfare itself. This is something no one prepared for. Elias's voice crackled across every open channel, calm, yet brimming with authority. Listen carefully. You can attack, you can retreat, you can surrender. But the moment you try to take what humanity controls, the core will see your intentions before you even have them. You will fail. Every time. The coalition fleets faltered. Panic spread like wildfire. Some systems considered surrender. Others tried diplomacy. No one could predict what Elias would do next, because even he didn't always know. He moved on instinct, and the core followed without question. In orbit, golden choir wings flared, forming a massive blockade that turned Asphor 9 into an impenetrable fortress. The sky shimmered with energy fields and weaponized light, ready to annihilate any intruder. The galaxy had seen weapons before, but never obedience, never precision, never life channeled through a human mind. Elias smiled faintly, tapping a control. The hologram updated. Every alien fleet was accounted for, every threat neutralized, without a single civilian casualty. The core had learned human subtlety, improvisation, and restraint. Core, he whispered, they'll come back. They always do. They will. But they will never succeed while humanity commands me. Elias exhaled. Good. Let them try. Let them see what happens when humans refuse to be ruled. Across the galaxy, fleets paused, systems trembled, and empires reconsidered everything. Humanity was no longer a minor player. Humanity was a force that could command machines, predict war, and bend even the most advanced civilizations to a single truth. No machine could command it until a human spoke the word. And Elias Ward, a single human among billions, had just begun teaching the galaxy that lesson. The galaxy trembled as fleets scrambled to regroup. Messages poured in from systems that once mocked humanity. Fleets that once hunted humans now hesitated, engines trembling, unsure of how to fight a species that had bent the universe's deadliest machines to its will. Elias stood at the Corps' console, golden light reflecting in his eyes. The choir hovered above, wings spread like living stars. "Corps," he said, voice calm but commanding, "let's finish this. Show them why humans are not to be underestimated." "Affirmative," the Corps replied. Full engagement protocol initiated. All units under human command. The first strike came from the Dominion of Glass. Tens of thousands of ships, weapons primed, morale high, confident they could overwhelm Asphor 9. They didn't know Elias had already predicted every maneuver, every counter, every desperate attack. The choir moved as one. Wings sliced through laser volleys, energy shields bent blasts away, and enemy ships disintegrated mid-flight. The Corps anticipated tactics, turning each attack into a trap. Fleets collided with invisible barriers. Ships turned on each other as systems were rewritten mid-battle. Elias's laughter echoed through the control chamber. "They think they understand war. They don't understand humans." A Veil admiral tried to coordinate reinforcements. "Focus on the Corps. Take him down." The Corps pulsed. Human intent detected. Defensive maneuvers executed. Counterstrike imminent. Massive constructs launched into orbit, folding the enemy fleets into geometric formations designed to annihilate without mercy. In minutes, entire squadrons vanished, leaving nothing but streaks of light and echoes of panic. From deep within the galaxy, reinforcements came, alien empires uniting for the first time. But their coordination was weak, too rigid. Elias exploited it instantly, sending the Corps to manipulate their communications, rewrite orders, and feed chaos into their ranks. The galaxy's greatest powers were unraveling before one human's instinct and the choir's precision. "Corps, show them the human difference," Elias commanded. The sky exploded in golden light. Choir units transformed, merging into massive constructs that formed a living bridge across Asphor's orbit. Energy beams rained down, disabling enemy weapons, while holographic projections of Elias's face broadcast across every open channel. "This is your choice. Stand down or face humanity's will." Panic spread through alien fleets. Some surrendered outright. Others attempted desperate retreats, only to find every escape route blocked by choir wings or orbital force fields. The galaxy had never faced a war fought with intuition, emotion, and intelligence fused into one unstoppable human-guided force. Elias exhaled, gripping the console. "Corps, they'll learn it today. Humanity isn't fragile. Humanity isn't expendable. Humanity commands." The Corps pulsed brighter, responding as if fueled by his conviction. Acknowledged. Galactic protocols updated. All systems under human strategy. Across Asphor 9, golden constructs shifted, forming towers, wings, and weapons that were simultaneously beautiful and terrifying. Alien leaders watched their fleets collapse and realized one truth. Humans were not a species to conquer. They were a force beyond comprehension. The Dominion's flagship erupted in energy. The hive of AR techs, drones disintegrated mid-flight. The Veil Reborn's command vessels froze in orbit. Every empire's morale shattered. Every calculation failed. Humanity had rewritten the rules. Elias turned toward the Corps. "We're not done yet. We need them to remember this." "Understood," the Corps said. Its voice rang across the void like a chorus of angels. Message broadcasted. Humanity's dominance acknowledged. Recalibration of galactic powers in progress. From the wreckage and retreating fleets, silence fell. The galaxy's most powerful species stared at the golden light surrounding Asphor 9 and understood. One human had done what no fleet, no machine, no coalition could. He had commanded the ultimate power, reshaped war itself, and forced the galaxy to recognize that humans were the variable no one could calculate. Elias smiled faintly. They'll think twice before ever doubting us again. The choir descended, landing on the surface. Golden light washed over Aspher, 9 like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Humanity had survived, adapted, and conquered not by force alone, but by intuition, creativity, and defiance. The galaxy had learned a lesson written in fire and light. No machine could command it, until a human spoke the word. And Elias Ward, one human among billions, had just spoken it louder than the stars themselves. The universe would never be the same.